For years, the influence of K-pop in North America has often been measured through familiar numbers, streaming figures, chart rankings, album sales, or concert ticket records. But BTS's ongoing ARIRANG World Tour is revealing another, arguably more significant measure of influence, when a music group is not only welcomed by fans but also formally recognized and embraced by local governments. In Toronto, Canada, ahead of BTS's 2 upcoming concerts, the city has planned to temporarily rename a section of a street BTS Boulevard. The Toronto City Council is also expected to propose officially declaring August 22nd and 23rd as BTS Week, coinciding with the group's concerts at Rogers Stadium. At first glance, these gestures may appear to be symbolic celebrations for fans. But viewed from a broader perspective, BTS Boulevard represents something much larger, a shift in the way North America perceives K-pop, from imported entertainment to an increasingly influential part of local cultural life. From the stage to the streets. The most striking aspect of BTS Boulevard is the space in which it will exist. A major concert takes place inside a stadium and may last only a few hours. When the lights go out, the audience leaves and the stage is eventually dismantled. A street name, however, brings an artist beyond the boundaries of the concert venue and places their identity within a city's public space. According to the plan, the temporary naming is expected to remain in effect from August 21st through September 23rd. This period not only encompasses BTS's 2 Toronto concerts but also creates a broader cultural window in which residents, visitors, and fans can experience the group's presence throughout the city. That is perhaps the most important point. BTS is not simply arriving in Toronto to perform. Their presence is becoming an event that the city itself is actively incorporating into its public environment. When a city uses the name of a music group to identify part of its streetscape, the message is directed beyond ARMY. It signals that local authorities recognize the symbolic value and community appeal that BTS can generate. BTS Week and the rise of a fan community. The proposed designation of August 22nd and 23rd as BTS Week carries a similar significance. In today's entertainment economy, a major concert is no longer simply an interaction between an artist and an audience. It generates a much wider ecosystem involving transportation, accommodation, restaurants, shopping, tourism, media coverage, and community activities. A single concert can therefore have an impact far beyond the duration of the performance itself. For BTS, the effect is even more visible because of the enormous and internationally connected ARMY community. Fans may travel from different cities and even different countries to attend the same event. When thousands of people converge on a city, a concert can become a powerful catalyst for surrounding businesses and tourism activity. BTS Week can therefore be viewed as a way for Toronto to transform a music event into a distinctive cultural moment. More importantly, the city is not merely serving BTS fans, it is actively participating in the BTS story. Rogers Stadium becomes a key stop on the ARIRANG Tour. BTS is scheduled to perform at Rogers Stadium in Toronto on August 22nd and 23rd local time as part of the group's ARIRANG World Tour. The 2 concerts therefore represent more than just another stop on an extensive tour schedule. Before BTS even steps onto the stage, attention has already been generated through activities taking place beyond the stadium. BTS Boulevard, the proposed BTS Week, and official welcomes have turned the concerts into a topic of interest throughout the local community. This is how a major tour can generate cultural momentum before the first song is even performed. And that momentum is precisely what large-scale global tours increasingly seek to create. Baltimore sends its own message. Toronto is not the only place offering BTS a special welcome. In the United States, Maryland Governor Wes Moore posted a video on social media welcoming BTS to Baltimore. Notably, his message went beyond music and focused on the group's ability to bring people together. According to the message, Moore emphasized BTS's ability to connect people across cultural, geographic, and linguistic boundaries. That observation touches directly on one of the fundamental reasons behind BTS's global influence. If their impact were based solely on music, BTS would simply be an enormously successful pop group. But when music becomes a vehicle through which different communities discover common ground, the group's cultural value reaches another level. Moore also highlighted the image of 7 members working together toward a shared goal. He then named all 7 members, RM, Jin, Suga, J-Hope, Jimin, V, and Jungkook, before officially welcoming BTS to Baltimore. The video also included Korean subtitles. It may seem like a small detail, but symbolically it carries considerable weight. The local government was not simply speaking about BTS in its own language, it was deliberately making the message more accessible to Korean-speaking fans and the group's international audience. When a music group becomes a cultural bridge, the common thread between Toronto and Maryland is clear: BTS is increasingly being recognized as a cultural bridge. In the past, K-pop was often described as an industry expanding into the global market. But that description is becoming increasingly incomplete. K-pop is no longer simply a product exported from South Korea to other countries. It has been adopted, reinterpreted, and integrated into the everyday cultural lives of communities around the world. BTS is one of the clearest examples of this transformation. ARMY in North America is not a homogeneous audience. Fans come from different cultural backgrounds, age groups, and linguistic communities. What connects them is their relationship with BTS and the music that brought them together. Therefore, when local governments welcome BTS, they are also indirectly welcoming an international community that travels with the group. The greatest value of BTS Boulevard is not the street sign. The temporary BTS Boulevard designation may eventually disappear. BTS Week will also come to an end. But the significance of these gestures does not depend on how long the BTS name remains on a street sign. Its real value lies in the shift in perception. A Korean music group can enter the public space of a major North American city, receive formal recognition from local authorities, and become the center of community activities. This demonstrates how dramatically the distance between K-pop and North American popular culture has narrowed. That is why the developments in Toronto and Maryland deserve to be viewed as more than simple promotional gestures for an artist. ARIRANG and a new chapter for K-pop. ARIRANG, therefore, should not be viewed merely as another BTS concert tour. It is also becoming a test of how deeply K-pop has matured in the international market. When BTS arrives in North America, the story is no longer simply about how many tickets they can sell or how many people will watch their performances. The larger question is, what impact does BTS have on the cities they visit? Toronto is offering one answer through BTS Boulevard and BTS Week. Maryland is offering another through Governor Westmore's personal welcome. 2 locations, 2 different forms of recognition, but the same underlying trend: K-pop is increasingly being treated as a meaningful force within global cultural life. And BTS stands at the center of that transformation. If a concert was once viewed simply as a place where artists meet their fans, ARIRANG is demonstrating another possibility: a concert can become a meeting point between music, community, culture, tourism, and even local government. That may ultimately become BTS's most memorable achievement in North America. Not simply because they performed on stage, but because when BTS arrives, an entire city begins talking about them.